Hey everybody, welcome to Spikey Saturday number 222, which I just had to look up because the draft started before I knew which number it was. We are drafting Throne of Eldraine here on MTGO, the only way to actually draft. And we got one of the cards that I most wanted to play, Clackbridge Troll. I've not played it yet. I have heard absolute horror stories about this card, and I think it's the easy first pick here. There's an animating fairy, but it's a good card, but you have to be obviously in that form or in that archetype. Tactician's pretty decent, but we're pretty happy to take this troll here. Following that up, we actually get a Folio of Fancies. I'm pretty sure I gave this a very bad grade, and that was incorrect of me to do so. It turns out this actually just kind of works. The number of times where you play this on 2 and you just start milling are very good. And so I think we might take this. It looks like an uncommon was taken over it. It's obviously slightly different than Clackbridge Troll. Clackbridge Troll isn't exactly in the mill deck, but it's also going to convince our opponent to sacrifice some creatures and draw us more cards. So I think I'm actually happy to take the Folio of Fancy here. Beyond that, we have a Tome Raider, which is fine, but I think the Folio is probably a better pick this early. There's a Vantress Paladin, which is fine. There's a Smitten Swordmaster, which is good. Knights are a little bit less terrifying than I thought. They're not quite the elementals that elementals were in M20. But Smitten Swordmaster can just be pay X, deal 8 out of nowhere. But we'll take this Folio and see what happens. This, of course, is a sponsored draft. This is going to be David's sponsored draft for the month. And boy, Throne of Eldraine. I, don't tell anybody, have drafted this format 3 times for fun. Like, I didn't record it, I didn't stream it, I just played it for fun. This format's been really fun so far. I've done the mill thing, and we might do the mill thing here. There's a Trapped in a Tower, which is good. But I mean, obviously with Clackbridge Troll, it's just a free sacrifice for them. I don't hate picking up this Merfolk's Secret Keeper here if we do just want to have some fun and go deep into this deck. Depends on if this draft pod specifically is going to try overdrafting mill or not. Beyond the Secret Keeper, the more correct picks are Scorching Dragonfire and Kenrith's Transformation. But with this Folio of Fancies, I honestly kind of just want to go deep, and I think we're actually going to take a Merfolk Secret Keeper here. This card is better than it should be. We get a Runaway Together, which is definitely going to go into our control mill plan if that's where we do end up. There's another Trapped in a Tower. We've already passed one. And beyond that, there's not much. Thrill of Possibility is a good card, but it's not what we're doing just yet. Dwarven Mine is bad. Fling is bad. Malevolent Noble has a place, but it's not quite our place. Mantle of Tides has less of a place, but it has a place. Return to Nature. Yeah, I'm happy with a Runaway Together here. And just taking blue. I've been blue a lot in this format so far, and I've enjoyed it. So we'll take that. A Charmed Sleep seems like a great pickup as well if we are going to go into this mill plan. We may not even end up in black. Who knows? We could force mono blue. I've done that already too. There is no black in this pack other than a Wicked Guardian, which is fine, but yeah, I think we're just on the Charmed Sleep. As an update, I have set the date for my Extra Life 24-hour charity stream this year. It's going to be November 2nd. Start time not currently decided on, but it'll be Eastern Standard Time morning, like early morning, like 7 or 8. That way I can go to sleep on Sunday morning after the 24 hours. We are going to have all kinds of giveaways. I am in the process of securing those giveaways, but if it's like previous years, we will have MTGO bot credit from a couple different bots. We'll have cards to give away, actual physical cards. I'll probably do some packs to give away, where maybe I send you the pack, maybe I'll give you the option. We could do a live Crack-a-Pack, and I send you what you want out of the pack. That way everybody gets to see what was in it. And maybe some bigger things. We'll see about maybe some bigger things. I want to beat last year. Last year we did $1,570. If we do $1,655 this year, I hit $5,000 lifetime raised for Extra Life for my local children's hospital. So check that out November 2nd. Prizes, lots of Magic, lots of Jackbox games and Choice Chamber and all kinds of different stuff we do over there. This pack we get Tome Raider. That's about it. Gingerbrute has been actually okay, but it's not this deck's plan. Opt, I'd play it, but it's not really this plan. We'll just take this Tome Raider. Stay in a mono blue for the time being. So tiny, I'm pretty happy with that. I've been really enjoying very controlling decks, as you might be able to tell here. But I like the So Tiny more than the Festive Funeral. We may just not mill ourselves, which means Festive Funeral might not be on. So Tiny is at least -2/-0, and we're milling the opponent, which means it might just be basically removal. So we'll take this So Tiny and keep seeing where we go. Well, we do get a Forever Young if we do end up as blue-black. There is no blue for us, and we're not taking either of these artifacts, so we'll take this Forever Young. We get another So Tiny, which I'm pretty happy with. There's a Foreboding Fruit if we do want to push into the black plan here, but I think I'll just take a So Tiny. Unfortunately, haven't seen any more Merfolk Secret Keepers. Statistically, we will only see 2, but you know how statistics work. We'll take this Lost Legion. It's okay, but it's double black when we already have double blue. This is double black as well. And it's the double pips where you don't want to split those between your colors too much. That's been my experience so far. Lost Legion. So here there's nothing. We'll just take an Ardenvale Paladin. Throw possibilities a little bit more. I got to remember that you still should practice hate drafting at the end of a pack. Even though we probably won't play any of these people after round 1, there's a good chance we might play one of these people at round 1, though. So let's take this Thrill. Here we can take the Malevolent Noble. I don't think we'll play it, but somebody else might. Nobody else is going to play those cards. Let's take that Noble. Very late Wicked Guardian here. It's not a great card, but I think it's an okay card. So we'll pick it up. Tall as a Beanstalk, not very good. Auras, auras, they're not good. And we'll take an island. All right, pack 2. Epic Downfall is the pick. It's just absolutely fantastic removal. There's a Secret Keeper here, which probably will not wheel. But if it does, we're made. You figure there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a very small chance we get that Merfolk Secret Keeper back. But I think we are going to be blue-black as opposed to just being straight-up mono-blue. But that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Oh, this red pack. This is a sealed pack. Torbrand, Slaying Fire, Scorching Dragonfire. Whew. Whew. Very good. Not for us. Not for us. And taking one of these cards doesn't do anything. We're not going to switch into red knowing that we won't be getting these back. We are looking at the Fairy Vandal. We've got 1 Tome Raider so far. I like Fairy Vandal more than I like the Monitor. I think I like it more than I like the Festive Funeral. I definitely like it more than the Eye Collector. Even though this mills, it doesn't mill well. There's no point in putting an Eye Collector into your mill deck. You'll get better cards. So let's take this Fairy Vandal. Following that, we get another Tome Raider. Yeah, I think we're just on the Tome Raider here. Mystical Dispute is totally fine. I've played these in the main deck. They're obviously a little bit better than the side. Doom Foretold is in fact crap. Yes, it has a standard deck. Yes, it's a 4-mana Sorcery Speed Edict effect. You just sacrifice this next turn. That's not a card that you play. That's just not a card that you play. Don't try to tell me that a 4-mana Sorcery Edict makes this card good. Doom Foretold is not something that you should play. I have played against it, and boy, did I win. Boy, did I win. Let's take this Tome Raider. Sage of the Falls is decent. Decent. It's going to trigger off of everything we have except for the Wicked Guardian at the moment. And that's going to give us some card selection. Witching Well's also okay, but I like the Sage more. Again, Festive Funeral not sold. We're not a night deck, so let's take Sage. Another Charmed Sleep. I like that. More removal, more control. Obviously, if we are deep on the So Tinies and Charmed Sleeps, if we do end up getting the Troll out, it's less good, but we're still gaining 3 and drawing a card every time they sack one, right? So we're not even down a card. Yeah, so we'll just take this Charmed Sleep. This pack is bad. Very bad for us. We're looking at a Tempting Witch, and that's it, and that's supremely not our game plan at the moment. Lochthwain Paladin, we're not adamanting that ever. So it's just a 3/2 menace for 4, and that's not what we're doing. Mantle of Tides, not what we're doing. So we'll take the Tempting Witch and see where we go. Another Runaway Together. We're a little bit shy on creatures, which is what I tend to have happen with this style of deck, which makes Runaway worse, and we already have one. So I think I might actually be tempted by the Opt. We do have... Oh, we only have the one Fairy Vandal. We passed the other one. But I don't think I hate an Opt here. And I think I like it a little bit more than the Witching Well for the first one when we do have a Fairy Vandal. They're close, though. They're close. Let's take the Opt. It's my preview card. I have to, right? Well, there's what makes Witching Well great is Moonlight Scavengers. Interesting card. Interesting card. 6 mana and conditional bounce is not great, but we do have Charm Sleep, so tiny, and we should be able to get a Witching Well. So we're going to grab this, and it's probably going to be just totally solid the vast majority of the time. Came back to us. Came back to us. That means that nobody is in the dedicated mill deck, which means if there's any more in the rest of the packs, we should be able to get them. There are 8 packs that we haven't seen, which means that there are, on average, 0.8 more copies of this. That's closer to 1 than it is to 0. So we can hope we get a third one. But let's take Merfolk Secret Keeper. Corridor Monitor, we're not going to play, and I don't think we're going to play a Festive Funeral. Let's take the Festive Funeral just in case. And like I said, Eye Collector is not... It's a mill card, but it's not a mill card. You don't put that in your deck. There are better cards for sure. So yeah, I'm super excited about the 24-hour charity stream on November 2nd. The giveaways will primarily be done the usual way, via marble races. But if I do get those big ones that I want, we might actually do a Desert Bus style raffle where you donate a certain amount of money or multiples of that amount of money to get entries to win. That way you could donate, $2.32 if that's the value that we choose and win. Or you could donate $23.20 and have 10 chances to win. It's a fun way of doing it. I think it's a really fair way of doing it, and it helps raise money for my local children's hospital in memory of my sister. So check that out. Should be good times. So we grabbed that Mystical Dispute. It's going to hang out in the main deck for now. Countering spells is very good in this deck. I would actually love to grab some Didn't Say Pleases. And in fact, if we could just grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we could grab like 8 playable blue cards. If we could grab 8 playable blue cards, we could just be mono blue. And I think it would be great. So we'll take Gadwick the Wizened here. Drawing cards is going to be great for us. Tapping things on their turn with Opt and So Tinies and whatnot is going to be very good. We might get back this Moonlit Scavengers. So yeah, let's take Gadwick. Following Gadwick, we get a Witching Well, which I think is fine. That's going to be another artifact for our Moonlit Scavengers to be able to trigger off of. And we might get this Unexplained Visions back around. So I'll pretty happily take the Witching Well. And that's 23 playables. So now, we're actually going to look to cut black. Can we do it? We get a Frogify, and we get a Golden Egg. Frogify and a Golden Egg. That's probably a closer pick than you would think. But I think we're going to take the Frogify. It's an enchantment. It's removal. It helps trigger the Moonlight Sages. So we'll take this Frogify, but I would have loved a Golden Egg as well. Frogify, in you go. Tempting Witch, goodbye. And now we can splash black. Maybe. We don't have a Spinning Wheel yet, which is unfortunate. Spinning Wheel is a big card for doing this style of deck where you're basically blue. But you play a little bit of a little bit of a different color. We get a Merfolk Secret Keeper. Fantastic. And I need to do a quick price check on Dance of the Manse. I know it's got a standard thing going on right now. Possibly in the same deck as Doom Foretold. It is 10 cents. 10 whole cents. We're taking Merfolk Secret Keeper number 3. Number 3, and it's going to be great. Goodbye, Lost Legion. Unfortunately, all these blue cards suck. But I think we are absolutely going down the mono blue plan, so we do need to just take cards that will play, and Corridor Monitor will play. It's a 1/4, it blocks a good amount of the format. So we'll take it, it'll block, it'll be better than Forever Young. Here we get another Runaway Together, or another Witching Well. We have one Runaway Together? Yeah, I'll take a second Runaway Together now. We have 12 creatures, although in actuality we have 10. Let's hope we get a few blue creatures. Ooh, there's a Tome Raider, but I think I just want the Charmed Sleep. Charmed Sleep is going to be very helpful. So goodbye Clackbridge Troll. In goes Charmed Sleep. And I guess we technically finish it up with a Steel Gaze Griffin, but I'd like to replace that. Please? Yeah, Moonlit Scavengers replaces that. And there you go. That's what a mono blue deck looks like. Is it going to work? Well, we can hope. We can hope. Now, was there a Secret Keeper that we were still hoping comes around? I don't think so. I think it was this Unexplained Visions that I talked about coming back. Is there anything that we would put in for Unexplained Visions? I don't, or take out. I don't think so. We could go 16 lands. We do only have, actually, yeah, we'll go 16 lands. We only have 3 cards that are above 3 mana, although Gadwick is not technically 3 mana. So yeah, let's go 16 lands. We gotta dance the mans. I'll take 20, or what did I say, 10 cents? I'll take 10 cents any day of the week. Take the Merfolk, take the Spectre Shriek, take the Mountain, and there we go. There we go, Mono Blue Mill. We are gonna give it a go. I have had mild success with this. I've 2-1'd with a Mono Blue Mill deck, and then I 2-1'd with a Mono Blue, or sorry, not Mono Blue, Blue Black, extraordinarily heavy control. Like, I think I had 4 counter spells and Charm Sleeps, and I splashed for a Garrick, and it was pretty good as well. But yeah, this should work. We're obviously not killing them through damage, but we're going to try to kill them through just mill. Just straight up mill. So we're going to add 16 mountains, or yeah, 16 mountains. That's gonna work great. 16 islands into the deck, and we're going to give it a go. And I think this has 2-1 potential written all over it. So let's go 2-1. We're going to draw first. We're going to draw first. There's no reason for us to play first, I don't think. I guess technically that puts us closer to milling out. Uh-oh. The first time that I did play Mono Blue Mill, my final match was against Mono Blue Mill because of the beauty of leagues. But, you know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Uh-oh. Please don't just be Mono Blue Mill. I drew first. I've already ruined the plan. We're going to Witching Well. We're going to see what we can see. We see a Secret Keeper and a Sage of the Falls. I'm good with that. We do want this Sage, but we don't want it next turn. We want the Secret Keeper next turn. And we'll pass the turn. We can sow Tiny if they do play a creature, but I have a slight worry. That this is a mirror match. I don't think this person was in our draft. Yeah, opponent just passes the turn. So, yeah, you know what? Show me your secrets. What are we doing here, bud? What are we doing? Okay, they are blue-black. We got rid of an Unexplained Visions, a Reaper, and a Sage. Cool. We're not doing anything else with our mana, so we may as well just cast the Secret Keeper and pass the turn. So they are off a color. Good to know. Our Runaway Togethers obviously get much better with our Secret Keepers. We get to bounce them and redo the Venture Deeper. It'll all be good. Yeah. Please? Thank you. Alright, so we're drawing a Sage of the Falls. We're not playing it. We're only going to have 3 mana, so we are probably just Tome Raidering this coming turn. Opponent's going to Revenge of the Ravens me. Oh no! Oh no! Best not attack with my attacking aggro deck. Alright, we're going to drop Tome Raider here, draw ourselves a card. Unfortunately, this does mean that our opponent has a chance of having Forever Young, which does hurt us a little bit. So we're at 4 mana. If we hit 5, we'll drop the Sage. If we don't, we may do Gadwick for 1. We'll see. They've got a Tome Raider. They draw a card. Cool. Help out my mill plan. We could also run away together, bouncing Secret Keeper and Tome Raider. That mills them for 5 because they draw a card. Or we just draw a Secret Keeper. Venture deeper. Venture deeper. Witching Well, Clockwork Servant, Island. And then... yeah, I might just hold up the Runaway together. Well, we don't have to hold it up. We can drop this Secret Keeper and then pass the turn. On their turn, we'll run away together, bouncing Secret Keeper, bouncing Tome Raider. Mill them for another 4. They're going to be at 19. That'll drop them to 15. Getting there. Getting there. So if anybody had any questions, the mill deck is real. The mill deck's really real. I actually would have preferred to have Revenge of Ravens myself, because obviously against the aggro decks it's going to be a little bit more annoying than what we got going on here. Alright, I expect them to attack with that Tome Raider. They do not. So we're going to do the bouncy plan. Bouncy, tap. We draw Island? An island. We're going to Merfolk Secret Keeper. We're going to venture even deeper. Goodbye, Swamp Island, Queen of Ice, Golden Egg. And then I think we're going to drop Gadwick and draw a card. Yeah, let's drop Gadwick, draw 1 card. It's an opt. Cool. Cool. So we'll probably throw Tome Raider under this Steel Gaze Griffin. They are down to 14 cards now. Now we're basically digging to our Folio, to our 3rd Secret Keeper, to our 2nd Runaway together. Plenty of options. They're going to play their... oh, they're going to Harvest Fear, make me discard 2. So I want the Frogify for the Reaper. I think we might pitch the So Tiny and the Opt. Although Sage, we won't have cards left to filter with. So no, let's pitch. We're going to pitch the Sage. And we're going to pitch the So Tiny, because we have Frogify for the Reaper. And we have another So Tiny that we can draw. Or 2, maybe? And we'll take 2 off this Griffin. I don't care. Oh, okay, no we won't. Strange. Very strange. On top is a Moonlit Scavengers. We don't quite have the mana for that. So we can opt on their turn, which will tap the Griffin. So we're just going to pass the turn. We'll opt and we'll Witching Well. We'll sack our Witching Well. Although sacking our Witching Well means we lose our Moonlit, but our Moonlit will be back online when we Frogify. It'll be fine. 4, 5, 6, 7. They're probably just gonna, nope, not gonna play the Reaper. They're gonna draw a card. They're helping me out. They're down to 12. This is a 4/4, good for it. They're gonna tap my Tomb Raider. Oh no. Beginning of combat, we're gonna opt. We're gonna tap down that Griffin. Oh, I just realized I don't have the preview card window for y'all. I'll get that up for the next match. It's an island. We don't actually want that island. Actually, no, we kind of did, but that's fine. We'll find another. We'll find another. So we'll crack this Witching Well. Draw some cards. There's the Folio. There's that Folio. Drop the Folio. Set a stop on their draw step. So we'll tap that Tomb Raider. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we'll pass the turn. And then on their turn, we'll mill them for 5. So end step. Upkeep. Draw. They have 5 cards in hand. So we mill them for 5. Oh, they're going to cast. They're going to So Tiny my Gadwick, so we're milling them for 4. Sure. Mill them for 4. Get rid of a Reeve Soul, a Sir Eleonora, an Opt, and a Swamp. They're down to 7. And I think we got a good chance here. I don't think we're going to take 20 damage this quick. They're going to play their Reaper. Oh, Moonlit Scavengers. Are they going to bounce my Folio? They're going to bounce Gadwick. I don't know that I agree with that. We'll take 3. So again, in their draw step, we'll mill them for 4, which will take them to 2. Which means that we need 3 mana left up. Good thing we have 7. So we are going to Charmed Sleep their Scavengers. Pass the turn. In their draw step, we'll mill them for 4. Take them to 2 cards, and they basically have 1 more turn. We get rid of a second Revenge of Ravens, a Lost Legion. Yeah, so they need to they need to side out these Revenge of Ravens. They're going to Reeve Soul my Tomb Raider. That's fine. They're going to hit me for 3 because that's about all they can do. And they need to not have 2 cards left in hand. Alright, they have 2 cards. Oh, they had an extra card in hand. Interesting. Alright, they have 1 card left in hand. But you might notice that Folio Fancies has another effect, which is XX. Each player draws X cards. So we can do 1, 2, 3 cards. Hey, opponent. I'm going to be super nice and let's all draw 3 cards. Let's all draw 3 cards. Oh, but you can't. And you lost. And mine were all lands, of course. Cool. Game 1. Easy peasy, right? So sideboarding, we don't really have many options, which is great because we have 15 seconds left. I had to run downstairs and check my pumpkins that are roasting for my beer that I'm brewing tomorrow. So we're going to go back on in. And we're going to try to mill our opponent. Our opponent took the big brain play of going up to 43 cards, which I will tell you right now is an awful idea. Awful, awful, awful idea. Beat the mill deck by beating them faster. If you can't beat them faster, which I don't know if this deck can actually do, you probably just take the loss. But adding cards to your deck is just going to make your deck more inconsistent, and it's not going to be good. So we've got a Mystical Dispute if there's a scary 2-drop here if it's blue. But Folio coming down on 2, activating on 3 is going to be a pretty big game. Oh, it looks like our opponent mulled as well. Maybe that's the big brain play. They mulled to 5. They're going to opt. Do we want to be a dick? No, we don't want to be that big of a dick. We'll dispute whatever they play here. They play nothing here. Well then. Well then, well then, well then. Let's get our folio down. Folio o fancies. And let's get going. Let's get going. Playing nothing. I like it. I like it. Keep cards in your hand. So the one thing I will say right now is we don't have a So Tiny or a Charmed Sleep, so I'm a little bit more worried about just milling them. Because if they do stick a creature, we're significantly more in trouble. So I'm actually not going to mill them on their draw step here. Because I want to hold up the Mystical Dispute. Please don't be a black card. Thank you. Mystical Dispute. Counter it. That's a lot of lands. That's a lot of lands. Alright, we're going to draw a card. Please don't be another island. Thanks. Venture deeper. Goodbye, Unexplained Visions, Reaper of Night, Sorceress Spyglass, naming folio of fancies. I like it. I like it. I don't like it, but I like it. That Reaper wouldn't actually have been a problem. We just would have milled or discarded 2 lands. They're going to revenge me. That's fine. They know that card doesn't do anything to me. Yeah, so I think we're going to start folioing now, unless this card is crazy. It is not. So we're going to drop our Secret Keeper. We're going to pass the turn, and in their draw step, we're going to mill them for 4. Because now we answer any creatures that they play. Oh, this is grindy. Oh, this is my old approach to Magic. My Theros blue-black grindy days. Queen of Ice and Reeve's Soul gone with a pair of islands. What you got for me? They're down to 24 cards. They forever younged back 1 creature. Interesting. I feel like that would have been part of their game plan. To not die. Maybe they sided in another. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, so 3 cards in hand. We are just good. Deck, please. Deck, please. Yeah, we're just going to mill them for 4 on their draw step. We're not afraid of a Tome Raider. We'll throw our Tome Raider away because it's not doing anything so long as Revenge of Ravens exists. Four, 5, 6. I'm surprised they didn't put the Reaper back on top. Oh, I forgot to mill. I was too busy talking. Too busy flapping my gums. Alright, let's mill them for 3. Should have been 4. Queen of Ice, Clockwork Servant, Swamp, nifty, nifty. deck, please stop. 5, 6, 7. We're not going to Unexplained Visions yet. We will remember to mill them for 4 this time. Their turn. Oh, they're going to cast something. Okay. Glad we have the Charmed Sleep. Glad we have the Charmed Sleep. Alright, so we are going to folio them. Mill 3. Charmed Sleep, So Tiny. No real problems there. Golden Egg. Draw a card, friendo. Draw a card. They're down to 14, so we're going to have to take 7 off this Serpent, probably. Reeve's Soul to Tome Raider, that's fine. Witching Well, sure. Oh, cool, we get to just chump? We're not going to chump the Lockmare Serpent. There's no point in doing that. They are going to scry. Bottom top. bottom top. So they put a card on top. We might want to folio before they draw, presuming that that card is important. Although they've only got one card in hand. Maybe we just draw? No. Well, let's Charm Sleep because we have to. That's a thing we need to do right away. And then let's Witching Well. See what's on top. Island we do not want. And Tome Raider, we'd play a Tome Raider. It's a chump blocker for a turn. Yeah, so we'll folio them. How many lands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lands. So their 15 cards are presumably just shy of 50% lands. I'm going to mill that top card that they put on top with the scry. What'd you put on top? A swamp. Oh, did they next level me? I think they next leveled me. Did they desperately need that swamp? I mean, odds are they're just going to draw a land anyways, right? Oh, I think they next leveled me. Lost Legion, sure. Scry away. Bottom. I like it. So they're going to hit me for 1, and that's fine. We're going to draw a Tome Raider, which is going to block their Tome Raider. And it'll all be good. It'll all be good. They are down to a dozen cards left. Tome Raider, see if we can draw a Secret Keeper here, or even a Runaway Together would be nice. Gadwick is interesting. We have 6 mana. I think we Gadwick for 3 here. Or maybe we Gadwick for... Maybe we Gadwick for 2? Because we have more chances of hitting a 1-drop. Like Opt. Or Venture Deeper. Or So Tiny. Yeah, let's do this. Gadwick, keeping up a single mana. Which says that we have something, even if they don't know that we don't have something. We don't actually have something. But shh, don't tell anybody. Down to 11 cards. And we are at... I can never remember. Does this mean that we have 8 and 1 is untapped? Or does it mean that we have 8 tapped and 1 untapped? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. So we are at draw 5 at the moment with our mana base. So they're virtually at like 5 cards. So they've got no good attacks here, but they also know that they have to do something. So we're going to trade and block. Trade and block. It's all good, it's all good. All right, 10 of your Earth manas. We are going to Unexplained Vision with Adamant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap their Golden Egg, I guess. They're going to set. Oh, they tapped it for a mana in response. Got me. There's a Runaway Together. And on top we have some pretty good stuff. Let's go Opt. Oh, crap. I'm putting these on my bottom. I wanted to put them on the bottom of the stack of 3. All right, well, they went away forever, but we have a Charm Sleep. That was a mistake. 5. This is perfect. Yeah, no, this is perfect. We pass the turn. We mill them for 2 in their draw step. We Runaway Together, our Secret Keeper, their Lost Legion. We mill for 4. So that's 4, 5, 6. They're at 5. And we can force them to draw and die. Mill. Now, of course, this was a great matchup for us, Memory Theft. If we did end up with, an aggro deck on the other side of the table, it'd be a little bit scarier. Go to the end step. They give up. Cool. 1-0. Easy peasy. We're probably not going to have as many easy matchups in round 2 and round 3, but we can see. We can see. That deck, the deck is real. That deck is very real. I can imagine for those of you who do still play on Arena, there's a good chance that it might be a Scourge, depending on how the bots work. But that's why you don't play on Arena. We're going to draw first because it worked out so well for us in both of those games. And we'll keep this. It's problematic if we miss our third land, but we've got 3 draws to get there. Should be fine. Alright, don't go wide on me here. Forest. Wildwood Tracker. Surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. So good that we might actually so tiny it here, just so we don't take more damage. There is a mono green kind of aggro deck, which is pretty decent. I did it with Yorvo the other day. And this card looks like a bad card. It's not that bad. It's not actually that bad. In the non-human deck where it auto-equips, it's an aura with all of the upsides of an aura, being surprise, take a crap ton of damage, without the downside of the aura being that it stays on the battlefield. It's exceptionally hard to re-equip it, but it stays on the battlefield. I don't hate Rosethorn Halberd. Alright, we're going to pass that turn. And see where we go. See where we go. Obviously, Tome Raider with Runaway Together is an extra card draw. I don't really want to run away together the Wildwood Tracker and lose our So Tiny on it, especially since our So Tiny should eventually completely turn it off. I would love a 1-turn stumble from them. Yeah, that's a stumble, I'd say. 3/2 Defender isn't going to do too much to us. Treats to share, make a food, you got it. Mystical Dispute, cool. So we're going to Tome Raider here, draw ourselves a card. Gadwick, nifty. Nifty, nifty, nifty. And we're starting to go off. They've only got 3 cards left in their hand, which makes Folio worse, but I think we can begin to take control, especially if this is just Curious Pair. Looks like it's just going to be an activated Merfolk and Curious Pair. So we're actually going to take 5 here, which, isn't my favorite thing, but it's what we're going to do. Oh, it turns into a human. We don't take 5, we take 4. So I'll take 4, go to 14, and they're going to play their Curious Pair, and that's fine. So at least this doesn't get the pump, since this turns into a human. Yeah. So, land. So yeah, I'm pretty happy holding up Runaway Together and Mystical Dispute, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. We'll have to take 1 off of their pair, or their tracker, I suppose. And I would love if this was a 5-drop blue card. That would just make my day. I said it would make my day. Alright, let's make it a 3-drop blue card. Actually, we could just counter their Merfolk. I don't think we want to do that, though. Let's block there. Or no, because we're going to bounce. We don't want to bounce this because we don't want to lose the So Tiny. We don't want to bounce this because we don't want to give them more food. Yeah, we want to bounce the Wishful Merfolk. So we're going to block here. We'll run away together. Tome Raider and the Merfolk. So we're going to take 1 Go to 13. They're going to replay their merfolk, and we're going to counter it. It's all good. It's all good. Replay Yum. Oh, Sporecap Spider, eh? Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. Well then. Well then. Let's... I don't want to frogify a 1-2 or a 1-3 or a 1-5. Those are not things that I want to do. We could play Gadwick and draw a card. 3/3 is going to block everything they have. So yeah, let's play Gadwick and draw a card. Be cool if it was an island. Tis not, but it's a heck of a good blocker. Heck of a good blocker. So they've got Merfolk something something in hand. They've not missed a land drop yet. So some amount of those somethings could be... Oh, they're just going to equip up the Spore Cap. That's fine. 3/6. That's fine. It's the only creature they can attack with. And our Secret Keeper is going to block it real well. So we'll take 3, go to 10. That's fine. Life is a resource. So Merfolk, not land, not land. One was a land. So Merfolk and something. Merfolk and something. The Folio is much less good right now. So we're going to mill them for 4. Show me some of your plans. And we're going to tap down your tracker, I guess. Sure. Milling, Tome Raider, Carver, and a transformation. Sure thing. Sure thing. Sure thing. Sure thing. Do we want to play the Secret Keeper? Or do we want a Tome Raider to chump? Let's Tome Raider, draw, chump. See if we can get to our 5th land here. Let's tap your Curious Pair. Because, yeah, we're not winning any games through attacking. That's just not our plan. Second Secret Keeper is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Second Secret Keeper means that we're going to be able to block the Sporecap Spider and the Wishful Merfolk. This should be the Wishful Merfolk here. Marrowleaf Pixie. Okay, a flyer is something we don't want to deal with. Singular card in hand, that's fine. We're going to throw the Tome Raider in front of the Sporecap Spider. Goodbye, Pixie, Raider, Fairy, whatever you are. You did your duty. Did your duty. Land? I really want a 5th land. Nope. Alright, so let's venture deeper. Mill him for 4. Tap your Pixie. Goodbye. Cards. A second Carver, another Pixie. What are you? So we're going to drop one of these. So this one blocks Sporecap Spider. This blocks this, I guess. And then we're going to need one for the Wishful Merfolk. Why is Frogify not a card that I can play? Is there something on the stack right now? Oh, there is still something on the stack. There's a few many things on Magic Online now that adventures are a thing. Do I want to drop that Pixie from the sky just yet? I don't think it's a threat just yet. So I think we can instead play our second Keeper. That way we block the Merfolk. And we can play our Witching Well and sort ourselves out a little bit here. Can this tap lands? No, non-land permanent. Alright, I'd like a land. Or Runaway Together, that's cute too. So Runaway Together leaves me with 2 mana, which would be Mystical Dispute, I guess? Yeah, so let's go land, but I want to draw the runaway together next turn. All right, pass the turn. And we have calmed things down a little bit here. I would love if this was just moving the Rosethorn Halberd over to the Pixie. Golden Egg, sure, draw a card. Down to 17 cards. So we may just not show them the folio this game, because it's going to be too slow. They are just moving it over to the Pixie. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. So if we turn it into a frog, it's a 3/2 that doesn't fly, which is great. So we'll take 4. That's fine. We'll deal with it, I guess. But we do get a turn to just run away together with it. We do get to just do that. So on their turn, we're going to run away together, bouncing Keeper and this. So we've got 2 mana that we can work with, so we could Frogify the Merfolk, I suppose. Or do we just want to hold up the Mystical Dispute? Let's just hold up the Mystical Dispute. Since that will counter the Pixie. No, they're going to have way more than enough mana. Mystical Dispute's not great here, unless they do a real big spell. Needs to be a 5-drop or more. Alright, so you can begin combat, but we're going to bounce Secret Keeper and Pixie. And we're going to tap your Merfolk. Get rid of all of that. So I would expect the Pixie to come down, which we can't counter, but then perhaps we can counter the next card. But it has to be blue. Has to be blue. We are at 6, which is something to keep in mind. We're going to make them show us a trick. No trick, just a bluff. Fair. Fair, fair, fair. They're going to replay their Pixie. That's fine. We can't really do anything about it. And then I would love to see a blue spell that costs... Yep. Oh, just equip? Yeah, sure. Sure, sure, sure. That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. All right. We get our land finally that we put on top. We're going to venture deeper, mill them some more. We're going to tap down that Pixie. What do we see? We see Mystic Sanctuary number 2, another Wishful Merfolk, an Animating Fairy, and an Unexplained Vision. Intriguing. We are then going to... what are we going to do? We do have to get rid of that Pixie. So we're going to Charm Sleeve the Pixie. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. And are we going to leave up a mana for Mystical Dispute? I feel like it's a very dead card at this point. So we're just going to play a Secret Keeper. Tapping this. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Getting there. How many lands do they have left now that they're pretty low? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Presumably 6 of their 14 cards, so they do have a little bit more than half not lands left. One, two, three, four, 5. They could move the Rosethorn over to the Merfolk, making it a 5/3, which we just trade Gadwick for. Oh, okay. Tricky, tricky. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. We need 1 land, and we can Moonlit Scavengers to get rid of it. Get rid of all those counters. This is frightening, but it's a 6-drop. 4, 5, 6. Ooh, it's going to be careful, or it's going to be very tricky keeping that up. So we're going to put Gadwick in there. Gadwick served his purpose. He's not doing much anymore. Thank you for your service, Gadwick. we need to get rid of that merfolk now. We could frogify it. It would still be a 3/3. Frogifying it might be correct, though. They have a tree folk and something in hand, but they did just play a land, didn't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They would have to play another land for us to not just counter it. Plus, they have to pay. They don't have to pay to activate that if we frogify it. Interesting, 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 interesting. It's a real pain that we missed that land drop, eh? We could play a Sage and Loot. I think we go for the potential chance that we can counter that tree folk, even though I think the odds are low. But if we hit a land, we can frogify the tree folk. If we hit a land somehow, we can merfolk. Yeah, that's got to be better, right? Yeah, let's drop the Sage. Drop the Sage, throw away the Dispute. I think it served its purpose, or it has not served its purpose, is the problem. That's pretty good. All right, all right. So we're kind of in chump block mode, but that's fine. Because with this Secret Keeper, they're going to go to 6. We're getting there. We're getting there. Another Halberd. That Halberd's got to go on the merfolk, right? Going on the Spore Cap. Interesting. Interesting. But I can block that. Oh, I guess not if you do that. Fair, fair. Fair, 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 fair. All right. A little bit more trouble than I thought. A little bit more trouble than I thought. A little bit more trouble than I thought. We are going to need to chump and chump. It's not a huge amount of trouble. I think we're sort of okay. We are going to mill because that's the only way we're winning. We have to play the Secret Keeper because we need the chump. We got rid of a Pixie, a Witching Well, and 2 lands. This lets us loot, which is very good. We are not casting this Unexplained Visions. We got a land. Very helpful. That will let us Corridor Monitor, which lets us loot, lets us untap this Witching Well, I guess. We are going to loot, drawing a So Tiny. Very handy. We're going to pitch the Moonlit Scavengers, and we're going to pass the turn. And now I feel like we're in pretty decent shape. Pretty decent shape here. We can So Tiny the Spore Cap Spider. Ooh, a bounce. That's not a problem. They have to bounce the Sage because it would take my entire turn to recast it. Yeah. That is what they're doing. But we are only going to lose one of these. They're going to activate their merfolk, sure. We're going to So Tiny that Spider, so that they're going to have to spend mana to re-equip those Halberds somewhere. We're going to throw this under there, and we're going to throw this under the bus. And we're still fine. They're down to 5 cards. And what do we hit? We hit an Opt. Intriguing. Intriguing. Well, we need to frogify the Moonlit. And then we can main phase Opt. See what we find. Fairy Vandal. Not going to do it. So right now we're just blocking here, taking 1. We're taking probably 3 actually. But we can drop Folio, which is going to get us super close. So we're going to put this to the bottom. We're actually looking for a land. There it is. We're going to drop the Folio. End of their turn, we can make them draw a card. So they're going to go down to 3. And then we can actually mill them out. So we actually have them here unless they have a bounce spell in hand. Or removal spell. If they deal with our Secret Keeper, we're dead. But this was our route to victory, so we took it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 3 of 50%, they have 3 real cards left, theoretically. So they're going to move that over there. They played a land. They have 1 card in hand. They're going to activate their Merfolk. Okay. With only blue mana up, well, technically they don't only have blue mana up, but with what we see here, we should have the game. We're going to take 4 and go to 2, and that should be fine. So we're going to block there. On our end step, we're going to each draw a card. So we go to 2. On our end step, we each draw a card. And then we're each going to draw 3 cards. Let's each draw 3 cards. Oh no, you have no cards left in your deck. That's not good. That's not good at all. Pass the turn, draw a card, they lose. This is really fun. Oh, this is really fun. This is really fun. All right, let's go back in. Let's go back in. We don't really have any sideboard. We're never putting in a Wishful Merfolk. We're never putting in a Steelgaze Griffin. We're never putting in a Mantle of Tides. So let's get back in. Let's do that again. Deck is working just flawlessly. And with only 3 Merfolk Secret Keepers. You don't need a ton. A ton helps, but you don't need a ton. This deck would be even better if we had Didn't Say Pleases, so that they milled on counter. This would work pretty well if we were able to get into black a little bit. It's amazing when you compare this with Sir Conrad. You put Sir Conrad in a deck like this, and suddenly, even if you don't mill them out, you damage them out. But yeah, this is working. This is working. I said it has 2-1 written all over it. Let's hope that was a true statement. This is far less risky of a keep than it looks because we have an opt and we're on the draw, which means we draw so many cards by the time we want our 2nd and 3rd land. So I'm pretty happy with it. And we don't draw the land, unfortunately. It is vital that we opt and find a land, so we're not gonna venture deeper just yet. No creature on 1 was great. A creature they have to pay for on 2 is great. That's a Witching Well. We don't want that. We want a land. There it is. So we are going to venture deeper. And then we're going to play our Secret Keeper. We got rid of a Marrowleaf Pixie. We're going to cry, as they probably play a Halberd next turn, but we get to So Tiny after that. Going to be waiting on our 3rd land, though. No Halberd. That's what I like to see. That is super what I like to see. There's our 3rd land. Good, 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 good. We've got flashes. We're good here. We're good. We're good. We could actually play that Folio. We're going to play the Folio so that we can start this whole thing going. And if we luck out, they play a blue spell. And we just get to Force Spike it. Come on, blue spell. Blue spell, blue spell, blue spell. Then if we can find a land... Oh, come on. Sure, you got it tall as a beanstalk. You're going to hit me for 4 once. Well done. I guess I could have so tinied it and just taken 2 there. But I just want to charm sleep it, I think. Land? Land, please? Not a land. Well, you like auras so much, why don't you marry them? Alright, I need them to not get me this turn. So that we can get back to keeping up the dispute and the tiny and the vandal and such. Keeper? Gross. Well, we'll need to so tiny that. Oh boy, I want to land. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, I want to land. We're going to pass the turn. And we're going to hold up So Tiny and Fairy Vandal, or possibly Fairy Vandal and Mystical Dispute. We'll see how it goes. I would expect Keeper to come in, which means we're going to have to So Tiny. Keeper comes in, we're going to So Tiny it, make it a 2/5. It's whenever it deals damage to me. And we're going to block. Please don't Garenbrig Carver, thank you. And then what are we going to do? Blue, 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 blue? Yeah, that's a blue card. Force Spike it. Utterly counter it. They're down to 2 cards in hand. We got control here. We got control. That's still not a land. You heard me. You heard me. Keeping a 1-lander was fine with an opt. Alright, so we've got another So Tiny. They're down to 5 cards in their graveyard. 2 more. And we really shut these things off. What's this? Sage. That's fine. That's fine. Pitch a forest, draw a card, sure thing. Mystic Sanctuary bringing back Unexplained Visions, sure. You want to mill yourself out for me? I will take it. I will take it. Alright, so we get to drop our Fairy Vandal here. I will continue to block this. They're hoping I make a mistake. Alright, so we're going to drop our Fairy Vandal. And then we're going to drop our So Tiny on this Merfolk. And we draw a land. Getting there. We're going to drop Gadwick and draw a card. Corridor Monitor, nifty. Our Fairy is bigger. Cool, 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 cool. We got the blocks. We got the blocks until the halberds come down. At least this isn't a halberd. Oh, they're just unexplained visionings. Yeah. Sure. Tell me, where are your cards going, bud? Because we're going to get to mill them if you put them on top. So these are 4 cards in hand. We get to mill them for 5 next turn if we want. It's going to be pretty good. 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top. So we're going to get rid of those 2 cards for sure. Marrowleaf Pixie. Okay. Oh wow, they're just... Never mind. They're just going for those cards. Pitch the Golden Egg. There's only 1 card left on top that they really wanted. Well, alrighty then. No attacks makes sense. Land, please? No dice. No dice. So, I want those cards off the top. Or that 1 card off the top. So they had a Curious Pair on top? That's not a card that I think they would have really wanted. And we're going to pass the turn. We got blocks as long as there's no halberd. And even if there is a halberd, we get to tap down the Pixie. There's the halberd, unfortunately. We're going to have to throw the Fairy Vandal in front of it because I don't want them to draw a card. I don't want to take 4. Barf. Or maybe we take 4 and just let them draw a card. Because then we're just going to Charm Sleep on their turn. Kenris transformation, draw another card, sure. This 3/3 becomes a 3/3. Sure. It can no longer tap with all of my instant speed spells. Alright. How many lands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 of their 16 are lands. That's actually decent that they'll draw a land. You can hit me for 4 and draw a land. That's fine by me. Man, unfortunately moving this halberd over to the sage also makes that sage attackable, eh? It's a slight pain. Slight pain. Tome Raider, draw a card, sure. Another flyer, which is annoying. Possible loot. So they drew their card. Are they going to loot? They do need to stop looting pretty soon. Throw away a forest. They did loot. That looting's going to get you. Well, there's a land, so we're at 5. So we're going to drop a monitor. And then we're going to mill them for 4. In their draw step. We're going to chump their 4/3, I think. Is this a May? It's not a May ability. That might get him. That might get him. Alright, so let's mill him for 4. Take him to 6. Merfolk Sanctuary Island Tracker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 4 of 10? That's a lot of non-lands. That's a whole lot of non-lands. But they don't have many turns left. Merrileaf Pixie, sure thing. These flyers, they're going to get us. Alright, they cannot loot here. They really super should not loot. They did not loot. Good stuff. But they have to draw if they attack. And if they draw, we actually put them to 0 cards in their deck at the start of next turn if they don't play something. And we take 2, 3. So we go to 9, 4, 5, 6, 7. We actually end up very close to death, which is not good. What we super need is a land on top. We super need a land on top. Alright, so we're going to chump their 4/3. We're going to take 3. They're going to draw a card. They're going to go to 5. It's not a May ability. They must draw it. So they're at 5 cards. So we can mill them to 0. Oh no, they didn't have a land drop yet. All right, that's unfortunate. We can mill them to 1 card. So we just got to keep living. Oh boy. So if we Charmed Sleep, they're 4/3. They're still hitting us for 5. If we don't Charmed Sleep, they're hitting us for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we don't Charmed Sleep, no, we have Tome Raider to block. They're hitting us for 5. If we draw a land, then we should win. So we Tome Raider to draw a land. We do not draw a land. Well, we take 5, we go to 4, we each draw a card, they go to 3, and again, we should be pretty darn close. My concern is I don't think we've seen Garen Brig Carvers. We've seen no Garen Brig Carvers out of their deck. We're dead. Because they bounce our flyer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly lethal. Exactly lethal. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, we needed that one singular land. Well, we can get there. We can get there. I think a Steel Gaze Griffin could come in. Just because a 2/4 flyer is going to shut him down. And I think we might bin a Moonlit Scavengers. They're good, but they're expensive. Back in we go. Back in we go. There's an argument for this being a 17 land deck. But I think we draw enough that we should be fine. Draw and scry enough. Come on, we gotta go 2-1. We gotta go 2-1. I promised you all a 2-1. Opponent has not automatically sideboarded, so perhaps they're doing the 43 card special. We're certainly going to draw first. We're certainly going to draw first. This looks good. The runaway togethers are obviously very bad right now until we get a creature, but the opt is going to hopefully just smooth everything out. We'll keep. Do not Wildwood Tracker me, please. Do not. Show me a tapped Island Sanctuary. Just an island? Sure, that's fine. Island, Gadwick is Dees. He's going to be a creature who comes down, hopefully not on 3. Hopefully we draw a card off him at least. Yeah, there's that Merfolk. I don't really think that Merfolk's any good. I don't know that I'd play that. Alright, so we're going to mill. And then we're going to play. So we got rid of a Curious Pair and a Sporecap Spider. Good. The Sporecap Spiders are slightly annoying. Tome Raider is going to give us a card draw to get us into Gadwick. We've got 2 Runaway Togethers to bounce our Secret Keeper. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. A Witching Well. Alright, so let's draw a card. Steel Gaze Griffin. You can go over here with the other 5 drops we're never casting. Alright, we've got a plan. Our plan is stay alive, bounce things, replay, remill. Don't let this 3/2 do anything, basically. It'd be awesome if they used a Twin Veil Treefolk on it right now. Make it a 5/4, we chump with our 1/1, we bounce it, they lose their counters. Or do that. That's also fine by me. Especially since you can't attack. Oh, that's so bad. That's real bad. Alright, we're gonna Witching Well for some value. We're not gonna attack as I briefly thought about doing. A 1/4 is actually pretty important to our game. No, it's not. They have no creatures. And it doesn't block flyers. It's not important to our game plan. Folio, pretty important to our game plan. Yeah, we're just going to do this right now. We're going to bounce so that we can remill and also, you know, do possibly the first point of damage of this entire draft. Oh, we got both Marrowleaf Pixies. That's good news. Good news. Sage of the Falls, that's fine. That is super fine, because we're going to play this Secret Keeper. On their turn, run away together. Bounce, bounce. And get everything ready to go. Alright, so play the Secret Keeper. Attacking for our second point of damage of the entire draft, I think. And honestly, I'm not even worried about bouncing just yet. Let's get the Folio going. Because if we hit a land, we can run away together and Folio if fancies. And Turbo Mill is mildly assembled here. Wishful Merfolk, you bet it. You got it, you got it. Loot, loot, loot. Help me out here. Help me out. Go to 18. Go to 18. Come on. Oh, they didn't loot. The coward's way out. Play a tapped Mystic Sanctuary. Perfect. Not that it could have returned anything. No, there's no instants or sorceries in there. It's all creatures. All creatures and an aura. Alright, so I don't think there's any attacks happening here, which means we're in pretty good shape. If we hit a land, we can mill them for 4, run away together, mill them for another 4, 8. 8, that's 12. That takes them to like 5 in 2 turns. Wishful Merfolk, sure thing. Unfortunately, that makes the Folio plan a little bit worse, as they now only have 2 cards in their hand. And I, again, don't think we're going to see a loot. We are not. Land? Secret Keeper works. Let's keep some secrets. Let's play this Secret Keeper. We'll pass the turn. What do we get? We got a whole bunch of lands and a halberd, which is important. But I do believe they have 2. We've definitely seen at least 2. That's a lot of lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They have 4 in their top 16. They have gas and gas and gas left. Kenris Transformation. You're going to turn it into a 3/3, eh? And draw a card? Sold. You draw a card, friendo. Sure. Sure. I'll trade with one, and I'll block the other. Yeah, so we're going to go trade, block, and then we're going to go bounce, bounce. So we're going to mill them for another 4. They're going to have 3 cards in hand, which means we could folio for 4 in their draw step if we hit a land. Oh, no, sorry, we'd have to hit 2 lands and play both of them, which I don't think we're going to be allowed to do. Well, we do hit a land, so let's mill. Mill, 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 mill. Getting rid of a Garen Brig, a Wildwood, an Animating Fairy. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, it's pretty good. Oh, no, we can still play it. We do have 3 mana left. All right, let's play it. In their draw step, we'll mill them for 4. Take them down to 8. And that's going to be just a couple turns. Tap, tap, tap. Mill, mill, mill. Should be mostly gas here. Marrowleaf Pixie, the second Rosethorn Halberd, and I think we're wrapping this game up. One more. Yeah, we've wrapped the game up. There we go. 2-0. Mill deck doing exactly what it needs to do. Let's head on into the finals. Let's see if we can get our first trophy with the Mono Blue Mill. Folio Fancies. Card I was wrong about. Card I was very wrong about. It's just good. It's just good. It doesn't go in every deck, obviously. You don't put this in any deck whose plan is not absolutely milling your opponent. You don't put this in your blue-red deck. You don't put this in your blue-green deck. Put this in your mono-blue deck and maybe your blue-black deck. My webcam is unfocused, I see. There we go. Don't mind me, just phasing out of existence. Let's turn off autofocus, because it's not like I'm ever going to come this close to the camera, usually. All right, round 3. Spiky Saturday, first one of Throne of Eldraine. Would be great to finish up with a 3-0. You know where else you can probably see 3-0s? Absolutely no guarantee. Asterisk. Over at twitch.tv/TheManaLeak, where I stream every Wednesday afternoon. I stream MTGO drafts. I will probably be doing a number of the flashback drafts that are happening. There's a bunch of Masters Edition flashback drafts. Innistrad's coming back for Halloween, so you can check that out over there. As well, we're going to be on the draw, of course. As well, as I've mentioned, on November 2nd, we're going to be doing that 24-hour charity stream for Extra Life, hoping to cross that $5,000 lifetime mark, giving away all kinds of prizes, and hopefully some big ones. Hopefully some big ones. All right, so we've got this Witching Well to smooth our hand draw and get rid of the 2 lands that will be on top. Ah, perfect. I want both of these cards, and it doesn't really matter what order I draw them in. Top, what I'm sure my opponent did not want to see. We're a land away from being able to cast our Moonlit Scavengers. Red-green. This might be a good matchup for us. If they are not go wide, if they're kind of like, you know, stack up counters on a creature or something, or get some big beef down, us with a whole bunch of Show Tinies and Charm Sleeps is going to really shut them down. Even 1/4s might do it for a little bit. Fertile Footsteps, the Beanstalk Giant, is a super good card. It is terrifying, so it's great that we have that Charm Sleep right here. And we'll drop this Tome Raider. Another Tome Raider. We'll attack in for our 3rd point of damage of this entire draft. For no real reason. Honestly, there's a chance that we should just be keeping these back in case of haste. Another Keeper of Fables. It's kind of gross. Kind of gross. We're going to just throw away one of these Tome Raiders into it as we try to dig to our removal. We're just going to stop attacking. Attacking is not our plan. So Charm Sleep for one of these things, but this thing's going to definitely require something else as well. We are going to block. We're going to opt end of their turn. Opt. Show me 2 removal spells. Merfolk Secret Keepers chumps for a turn, so I'll draw it. Show me removal. Nope. Well, let's mill. Let's get this game plan going. Tall as a Beanstalk, Redcap Riders, Thrill Possibilities. Yeah, I see their plan. So we can Secret Keepers as another chump blocker, and we can Charmed Sleep the 6/5, because it's scarier. 3/6. So Beanstalk Giant's going to be their play next turn. We can buy a turn by bouncing it. We're going to have to chump the Keeper here, though. Chump the Keeper. Chump. Oh, we're not in block step. Chump the Keeper. It's got to be Beanstalk. Yeah, Beanstalk Giant comes down. That's fine-ish. Totally fine-ish. Run away together is very nice. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. We are going to Moonlit Scavengers since it blocks their Keeper. Bouncing that Beanstalk Giant back. If they want to spend 2 turns to bring it back and help me mill, that's fine. Run away together will help us out. Especially since next turn will be a Run Away Together Witching Well sack turn. Which will be pretty decent. But we want to find our So Tinies at this point. Finding our So Tinies would be a big game. They also probably can't attack with that Keeper, since we could just double block with the Moonlit and the Monitor and kill it. So we might see replay the Beanstalk Giant past the turn here. Oh, are they going to dig? Oh, okay. Yeah, tricky. That's fine, though. We can bounce that and remove that value that they just did. So we'll chump a lump. And then I'm assuming they're going to Fertile Footsteps here as well. They've got 3 mana left. It's just a straight value, right? Crashing Drawbridge. Oh, I see. I see. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. 7. 7, 7, 7. We're going to Unexplained Visions. Get ourselves some card advantage back here, please. There's a So Tiny. There's a So Tiny in hand. A Mystical Dispute, which is not going to be any good. We want... we don't want Fairy Vandal. It's a chump blocker. Fairy Vandal at the bottom of the stack. We have a So Tiny. What are we doing? We're chumping... not chumping. We're blocking the 6/5, bouncing that, bouncing that. So yeah, I want to draw the Secret Keeper next turn. So Tiny, Secret Keeper. And pass the turn. $21 cards. We haven't milled them too much just yet. We got to get that going. But I'm expecting the Beanstalk Giant here. It's going to be the most damage off the drawbridge. There's the Beanstalk Giant, the old 7/7. Crash that drawbridge. That's fine. We're going to block the Giant. We're going to run away together with the Keeper of Fables. We're going to take no damage. And then next turn, we're going to mill him for 8. Just the casual mill him for 8. What the hell? Oh, right. This already happened. I forgot that this creature even existed, and I thought the Keeper turned into it. I looked away at the wrong moment and lost all ability to understand what's happening. All right, let's mill him for 4. Let's mill him for 4. Grumgully, yikes. Let's play a Secret Keeper. Let's play a Secret Keeper. Let's hold up that Mystical Dispute and So Tiny and or Witching Well. So we get to So Tiny the Beanstalk Giant, and it's going to be a 0/7 or possibly a 1/7, depending on if they play a land here or not. Keeper of Fables. Boy, it's a shame that you can't actually cast that, because I countered it. So get rid of the Keeper. So Tiny the Giant. And we have bought another turn, and we get to draw a couple of cards. It's all good. It's all good. So we're going to block with the 4/5. So Tiny the Giant. It's all good. It's all good. We're all good here. And then what are we drawing? Another So Tiny. We're drawing another So Tiny. I remember that. Second Crushing Drawbridge. Okay. 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 Alright, so there's the second So Tiny. So we're going to crack this and grab the Fairy Vandal and an island. Okay. Okay, okay. We're going to pass the turn. We're not damaging them out. That's just not a thing that's going to happen. So we So Tiny the Tree Folk. And we flash in the Vandal. And then we kind of hope that we draw well, I guess. How many lands have we seen? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 out of 15. That's a lot of gas they got left. And I'm kind of expecting it to be beefy gas. Alright, this has got to be Tree Folk, right? Yeah. Okay, down comes the Tree Folk. They're going to give it haste. They forgot to give it haste. They forgot to give it haste. They forgot to give it haste. We're going to drop a Fairy Vandal. And we're just going to So Tiny. We draw a land. Damn it. So begins our downfall. We're going to bash on in for 1. So begins our downfall. We have 6 left in the top 15. That's a lot. It's a lot more than their 3 in the top 14. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hold on tight. Hold on to your butts. Gadwick's going to be great. Gadwick, draw a billion cards. So what do we have left? We have another Secret Keeper. We have another Runaway Together. We have our Folio. Jesus. Okay. Okay. I guess. I can just kill this, right? Die? Okay. That wasn't that big of a threat. Fierce Witchstalker? That's not my favorite thing to see. Not a land. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Doing good. Doing good. So we're going to mill him to 5. Oh, hold on tight. Hold on tight. They haggled? Wow, that's ballsy. That's ballsy. Rummaging with 8 cards left in their deck against the mill deck. Ballsy. They're going to play it. Give it haste? No? Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, so their 2/8's going to come in, their 2/3's going to come in. So you're telling me you've got you got a trick or something? You got a tricky trick? No? Bounce the Secret Keeper. Bounce the Witchstalker. They can replay the Witchstalker, that's fine. No trick, we just take 2? Cool beans. Replay the Witchstalker. That's fine. What's not going to be fine is if we draw a land. Beauty. Beauty, 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 beauty. Mill 'em. Third Grumgully. Holy moly. Play the Secret Keeper. Drop the Charm Sleep on that Witchstalker. They're going to be down to 3 cards in their library. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2 of their 6 cards are lands. Presumably. But hopefully, having dealt with a 6/5, a 6/5, an 8/8, a 4/4, a mythic 4/4, and a 4/5, we've gotten rid of some of their beef, is my hope. Hopefully the 4 remaining cards are not big ol' beef. Please not big ol' beef. Are you 2-0? Yup. Oh, they asked me that a long time ago. I'm going to bet you that this person is also 2-0 and is wondering if I would split or something. But I'm playing it out. I've started checking my chat and noticing that people do still use chat. Had a very delightful experience with somebody yesterday. For everybody who thinks that MTGO is just nothing but salt and people harassing you in chat, super nice experiences are way more common. Rosethorn, sure. Sure. Spinning Wheel, sure. Sure. So 1 card left in hand. They're going to give that haste. Sure. So we're going to take 2. Go to 16. Oh, they got something else. Kenris Transformation, a drawbridge. That draws you a card, bud. That draws you a card. Alright, we're going to take 4. That's fine. That doesn't kill us. Block. Yeah, I'll take 4. Totally fine taking 4 here. Down to 14. They have 2 cards in their deck. We draw the land. They're going to go down to 1 card in their deck. We're going to take another 4. Go to 10. Land 1 card in their deck. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The last card is probably not a land. So they were looking at tapping something there. So we would actually take... Is that a 4-10 now? That's gross. Block, block. So yeah, we would just take 4. We would lose this. And then we would take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd go to 3. Well, if their last card is a 3-power creature, we would just die. Okay, so they're not tapping. Now, is that because they want to kill me next turn? So on their turn they tap. On my turn they tap. On their turn they tap. And we take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not lethal. If their last card's not a creature or a pump spell, we go to 1. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's not a land, so the giant's not getting better. I assume they're not playing an 18 land deck. Oh boy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Don't be a creature. I'm just going to F6. Don't be a creature. Or a pump spell. We drew way too many lands. 12 lands. Holy moly. We only missed 3 land drops and it's turn 15. That's crazy. Alright. Please don't have 1 point of damage here. If it was a creature, they would have dropped it right away. If it was a combat trick, they would have done it right away. I have to assume they're just dead. So 4 of our top 11 are lands. Don't be a creature. Ugh! That doesn't do it. They don't have enough mana to tap the spinning wheel. We win. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. We block the 10-10 and we take 11. We go to 1. We pass the turn. Holy moly. Very careful with the button presses here. F2, click, click, F2, F6. Go to 1. This secret keeper them for no value. We're not going to show them the 3rd secret keeper. They have no way of returning something, right? No. Holy moly. Holy moly. Whew. All right. All right, we're a game away from 3-0ing here. Is there anything that helps keep us alive? Not really. Not in those 3 singular cards that we have. If we can go fast, if we can rapidly mill away some of that beef, I think we're in super good spot here. Triple Charm Sleep, double So Tiny against this deck is huge. So we really can't afford using the Charm Sleeps and the So Tinies on anything other than Beanstalk Giant 1, Beanstalk Giant 2, Tree Folk 1, Tree Folk 2, Witch Stalker, Keeper. That's already 6 targets for 5. Alright. 1 game. 1 game away. 1 game away. This feels like this has been a long video, too. I'm assuming it must be. 1 hour, 15 minutes? Plus the draft part? Yeah, it's going to be a long video. So thank you to everybody who stuck around. As I said, I've been super enjoying this set. I've been playing it for fun. I'm going to F&M tonight. I haven't been to F&M in a long time. April-ish, I think, would have been the last time that I went to F&M. Yeah. It's been a long time. But here we go. Opponent is transformational sideboarding here. Going up to 75 cards. Who knows? Who knows? This deck is really good. This deck is just like... This deck is tight. I would prefer the Mystical Dispute was a Didn't Say Please. Fairy Vandal could have been something else. But there's not much. They went up to 52 cards. That's supremely not correct. That is going to hurt their game plan so hard. So hard. We're going to keep this. That is super going to hurt their game plan. And they give me the play. 50... I don't even remember what I said. 52 cards? 52 cards. Added 4 cards to their deck. Or 12 cards to their deck. Alright. Grum Gully. Kenris Transformation. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Got him down to a 40-card deck already. Crashing Drawbridge. You got it, bud. You got it. I'm not afraid of whatever's going to come here. You know, we might actually try to damage them here. We might actually try to win with flyers in the air. Especially if they've hurt their consistency. Two drop. What you got? What you got? Also, if they miss a land drop here in their 52... They pitch a Roving Keep to draw 2 cards. They find a green. Okay. Consistency established. I'm not afraid of your 4-drop either, so we're going to draw another card. Land, stop please. Bash in for 1. And now we'll start holding up this Mystical Dispute for their 5+ drops. Got them down to a 35-card deck. Okame Adversary. It's a little gross. It's a little gross, but I'll take 2. 2's nothing. 2's nothing. They draw a card. Perfect. What we super need is our Folio of Fancies. Holy shit deck. I'm fine taking 2 if I'm dealing 2 to them every turn as well. So we're going to counter their big beef here, I hope. And just stop drawing lands. Please. Please, please. Prettiest of please. Please, please, please stop drawing lands. Come on, give me a big juicy 5-drop here. Give me a Keeper of Fables. Fierce Witch Stalker, that's fine. We'll get rid of that. Alright, so we'll take 2. They can draw a card. Enjoy. Down to 16. Down to a 32-card deck. Core Odor Monitor. We're going to bash on in for 2. We're going to untap one of them, because we can. And I'm going to have to run and check my pumpkins downstairs. I heard the timer going off, which means that this video has definitely been going for 2 hours, and the pumpkins look lovely. We're going to pass the turn. We can take another 2. They can draw another card. That's all fine. And then we'll Charm Sleep whatever this big beef is. The 52-card deck might get there if we just keep drawing lands. Merrily Rider. That's not a problem. Oakenboon on it. That's more of a problem. Well, I'll block the 5/3. Take 2. Draw yourself a card. Mill even more. And then can we please hit a Folio of Fancy? Please? Witching Well. Show me Folio of Fancy. Well, So Tiny is pretty good. Yeah, we're going to Charm Sleep the Merrileaf Rider. That's big enough that I don't want to deal with it. And I think we're going to stop the damage plan here. We're going to start the chump block plan. They're down to 29 cards. We're starting to get ahead of them on the the mill plan here. So I guess Truant Veil is going to come down. Beanstalk Giant, sure. We kind of failed on getting their beef out. Eh? Oh, they forgot to give it haste. All right, so yeah, we'll chump. No, we'll take 2. Draw a card. Draw a card, friendo. 2 is not a damage that I care about. All right, so we're going to Witching Well main phase here, see what we can draw. There's the Folio. There it is. There it is. There it is. With removal in hand. Oh. Feels good. This is going to make our Folio even better. Red Cap Raiders, sure. This is going to be close, to be fair. To be very fair, this is going to be very, 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 very close. Especially if they can drop like another card here. We're going to So Tiny the Beanstalk. O4 can block the red cap. We can take 2. They draw another card. It'll be close. It'll be close. $52 card deck. I wonder what they put in. They put in Roving Keep. Everything else we saw in Game 1. Presumably they would have put in some number of lands. Okay, you're going to make that big and beefy. I see. I see. I see. I see. Alright, attack me, friendo. Alright, so we're going to So Tiny the Giant. Put that to sleep. Then we're going to block that 2/8. And we're going to... This doesn't have trample, right? It has trample if they tap a creature. That's important to know. We probably have to Charm Sleep that, I think. So they're going to draw a card. They're going to go up to 5 in hand. 4 in hand? 4 in hand. So we can mill them for 5 at the start of their next turn. We are running a bit shy on cards, eh? Alright, we could bounce that red cap raider, put it back to being a 3/2. I think I like getting a mill out of the way here, so let's just Charm Sleep it. And on their draw step, we'll mill them for 5. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be real close. Upkeep, draw, mill for 5. Mountain, Rosethorn, Forest, Grumgully. That's a lot of lands. Jumps into beginning of combat. That's got to be a mistake. That's got to be a big mistake on their part. Especially with two Unveil Tree folks. Yeah, there's the goddamn it. Oh, opponent. Oh, no. Alright, So we'll certainly take 2. They can draw another card. Up to 6 in hand. Playing these tree folk doesn't even get cards out of their hand. Alright, land out of their hand. Could I? How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could I, end of their turn, like do nothing next turn, end of their turn, force them to draw 4? So they go to 18, they go to 14. They have presumably 8-ish cards in hand. They go to 6, they go to 5. Oh, it's close. It's real close. Fertile Footsteps, taking a card out of their graveyard or out of their library, but making that a 4/10. They make it a 4/10, and they can cast this one, which is a big old 10/10. All right, I need something that is powerfully not something. But what? Well, we need to drop a creature. This can block this until they power it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bounce that Beanstalk Giant. Pass the turn, draw a step, mill him for 6. Take him down to 11 cards in hand or in library. Spinning Wheel, Grumgully, Merchant, Forest, Mountain, Forest. We're really hitting a lot of their lands. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's a 5/11. At least they don't have Trample. That is very powerfully important. Say it with me, folks. At least they don't have Trample. The presumption here is they can only really cast the Beanstalk Giant, which keeps them at 4 cards in their hand, 5 if they hit me with the Oakhame. Boy, once again, we needed to not hit this many lands. We again have missed 1 land drop in 10 turns. Dropping the Beanstalk Giant. Doesn't even want that extra bit of, extra tiny bit of damage, eh? Alright, so it's definitely chump time. I guess chump, because if we hit Runaway together, it's going to be very good with the Merfolk Secret Keeper. So we're going to go to 6. If we hit a land, we are dead. So we might actually have to try to draw cards off of this to try to hit a Runaway together. Block. Bounce. Yeah, we might have to tap this. If we hit a land, we may have to tap this for 8. Draw 4 cards. Hope that one of those cards is one of our 2 Runaway togethers. Alternatively, a second Secret Keeper would do it, because then we would have 2 chumps. But then they'd have a hand of likely hasty creatures. Opponent's spending a lot of their clock, too. Down to 6 minutes on the clock. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Thanks for sticking around for a very long inaugural Spiky Saturday for Throne of Eldraine. Hopefully this match finishes up in the next 2 hours before I've got to go. Opponent down to 5.5 minutes. 5 minutes, though, that's a lot of time for Game 3. People get freaked out when it says 5 minutes, but 5 minutes is a ton of time for a game of Magic. Tall as a beanstalk. That's totally fine, because I planned on chumping those two anyways. That didn't change anything. It changed how many cards I could potentially mill them for, but didn't change anything else. So block, go to 6, they draw a card. They have 4 in hand, they have 10 in their library. Now we just need something. Secret Keeper, Venture Deeper, mill for 4. Play it. And then we mill them for 5. And we hope they don't have a creature in hand, I guess. They put in 2 blow your houses down. Ooh, that was a good hit. Alright, they've got no cards in hand. If they drop... Oh, I knew they had 6/5s. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I would die with this trigger on the stack. I would die with the trigger on the stack. Yeah, no, we're dead. We're going to die with a lethal trigger on their stack. Because if they drew this card, they would have died. Alright, well... They got there. They got there. They have 4 minutes and 55 seconds for this last game. And I don't think we have any changes. I don't think we have any changes. We need to keep a very good hand, though. We need to keep a hand that does not have too much land in it, but that has enough. And we need them to hit their garbage. We need them to hit those 2 blow your houses down. We need them to hit the extra lands they put in. We need them to hit their Brimstone Trebuchet. That's the big danger of adding 12 cards to your deck against the mill deck. Because we still milled them out there. We still had them to 0 cards in their library. They just had the damage they needed. So I don't think there were any changes we could have done there. We had to block, otherwise we were dead. Yeah, there were no changes. Drawing cards wouldn't have done anything. We milled them for more than we could have made them draw. Well, wait. What did we mill them for? We milled them for 5? There's the possibility of a super outside chance. We had 9 mana, we had used 2, we had 7. No, it's... Well, no. We only had 1 Secret Keeper left in the deck. No, I think anything that we could have done would have been like a fraction of a percent chance of working out. But it's going good. We're still in it. We still have that chance for a trophy here. Opponent has gone to 66 cards in their deck. Let's hope that consistency really hurts them. Because all we need is that folio, and they're toast. We're not singular mill here. We're repeatable mill. We are repeatable mill. They're gonna haggle. Sure thing. Discard a forest. Ooh, you got a landy hand there? No 2-drop, love it. We're going to Tome Raider and get things going here a bit. I'm not afraid of whatever they play. Witching Well. Well. It's going to dig us to our folio. Okay, Grumgully's a little scary. I'd love a land here. A Charmed Sleep. Well, this keeps up Runaway together. And this digs us to the folio. I want both those cards. Do I want the land first? Does that do anything? Not really. Does the runaway together do anything? Do we just desperately need to get to the folio? The runaway together lets us draw off the Tomb Raider, though. Alright, let's go runaway on top, land on top. Attack with Tome. In for 1. Pass the turn. We'll probably run away together whatever they play here, since we can just block Grumgully. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Well then. Let's not block. Run away together. Put that back. And we'll hold up the counter spell for it. That's what we'll do. We'll play this land. Pass the turn. Hold up the counter spell. Obviously telling them we have the counter spell by not playing the Tomb Raider here. And so if they play something else trashy like Merchant or Red Cap Raiders or whatevs, we can just draw some cards. Alright, so we're going to draw some cards here. Dece. Okay, I do want to land at some point. We are... How many cards do we have in hand? We have 8. We have to play something. So let's opt. Hey, there's the land. Let's play the land. So we can still hold up Mystical Dispute for the Questing Beast. Or we could just chump the Questing Beast and then Charm Sleep it. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's play the Tomb Raider. Get even deeper into the deck. But we need to find that folio. We need the folio to not be like on the bottom of our deck. Really desperately need that. So Spinning Wheel. Okay, Spinning Wheel into Questing Beast. Sure thing. Sure thing, friendo. Oh, that's a good combo. I like that. So we're going to jump there. Jump there. Oh, we can't block it because it's so beefy. Right. We'll block there. And we'll take 10. Jesus. Okay, we'll take 10. 10's fine. 10's fine. 10 is nothing, right? 10's fine. We're going to Charm Sleep the Beast. And I think we're going to Charm Sleep the Red Caps as well. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Everybody's sleepy. Everybody's sleepy. And then we can Gadwick to draw some more cards. Oh boy, I don't think we're milling them out here, though. I think they put in enough trash into their deck that we're just not going to get there. Sage of the Falls, eh? Blue, 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 1. Draw a card. Folio, please? We might have to do some damage here. Let's get in for 1. So if they activate the Roving Keep, we get to run away together. Brimstone Trebuchet? Okay, that's a 10-turn clock. That's also a problem. 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, they actually don't have an attack here? Play the Merchant, sure thing. I kind of like this, because it means that we get to bounce the Trebuchet, which buys us a turn. Unfortunately, the Folio is not doing it anymore, eh? going to have to also mill ourselves. By forcing us to draw. Yuck. Alright, let's pass the turn. I think we're dead. I really think we're dead. Go away, Cortana. I think we're dead. I think going to a 66 card deck killed us. Us not getting the folio until turn 10 is when we're going to first activate it is pretty bad. What did that do? Oh, you're going to attack with Grumgully? Sure. Sure thing. Take 3. Down to 7. Let's draw some cards. Okay. Okay. Roving Keep doesn't have Trample. That's very good. Let's venture deeper. Let's play a Chump Blocker. We get to play Fairy Vandal on their turn and mill for 4. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. So draw step. Mill for 3. 4, sorry. Taking down to 38. Your turn. Tap 7 for your Roving Keep. Or 2 for your Marrowleaf Rider, I suppose. 4, 5, 6, 7. They choose to not ping me. Interesting. Okame Adversary. Sure. Not going to attack me with the keep. Not going to attack me at all? They're not going to attack me at all. They wanted cards out of their hand. Fair. They're going to ping me for 1, though. And so I guess we're going to play the Fairy Vandal, because got to do something, right? Fairy Vandal, tap that. Alright, they're down to 240, but I don't know that we're going to win on time here. Frogify. Frogify is pretty important. Frogify is very important to get down the Brimstone Volley. Brimstone Trebuchet, sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So I have 2 mana that I can spend. That doesn't do anything. Alright, pass the turn. They're going to rummage, sure thing. And for turn, sure thing. They're going to rummage, sure thing. They're going to go to combat. Interesting. Interesting. I guess I am at 6. I did briefly forget I was at 6. We are going to block the 3/3. We are going to block we can make this a 2/3. We're going to block the 4/2 and kill it. And Gadwick has served his purpose. We're going to draw 4 cards, or it's 2 cards rather, which is going to give us a counter. Ooh, there we go. We're going to So Tiny the Okame Adversary. Alright. Alright. Please tell me you have lands in hand. Oh, I think they do. Beauty. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Okay, 8 mana. We need 3 for what we're doing here. 5, Sage of the Falls. We're going to play Sage of the Falls and not loot. N'est pas de la loot. No thanks. Pass the turn, and we're going to mill them for 4. Eventually, their hand is going to fill up with lands, theoretically. They do get to rummage them through the merchant, but that's fine. They're going to tap down my 2/5, sure. Can this tap down? Oh, just creatures. All right, so we're going to mill them for 4. Land, 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 Deathless Knight. Okay. Roving Keep online, sure thing. Roving Keep in for 8. It's got trample? Oh, Gadwick, get in front of that. Let's take 4. Oh, why does it have trample? That's real bad. That's real bad. Oh, that's so bad. Alright, I think we're actually just dead. Oh, we were so close. We can bounce that roving thingy-majiggy. This doesn't have trample. It does not. Bounce the Roving Keep. We are not going to loot. Bounce the Roving Keep. So there's 3 attackers, and we've got good block, not great block. Alright, so we're going to mill him for 4. Take him down to 25, 23. Mill him for 4. Land, Rosethorn. They're going to tap down my 4/5. I guess we're going to... Oh, we're dead. Oh, we were so close. We were so close. Holy moly. Well, there you go. There you go. Put in 26 cards of trash and you'll beat the mill deck. I really don't recommend it. I don't recommend doing that. I don't know. Maybe if you never see the folio, if they're definitely just on like secret keepers, you could give it a go. But I don't recommend giving it a go. But we went 2-1 in the first one with a huge, amazing first draft. That took forever. I'm exhausted and I still have to go draft tonight. Let me know how Throne of Eldraine is going for you. I'm loving it so far. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me over on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find me at patreon.com/ShamanaLeek if you want to become a backer there. Thank you very much to everybody who does that. There's a great group of people over there. Go join them. Absolutely anything is super appreciated. Anything from $1 to 17 million a month. If you want to give that, I won't stop you. Is very appreciated. You can go over to inkedgaming.com, use promo code ManaLeek10, all one word, 10 is the number, to get 10% off your order and help the channel out that way. And the easiest way is to like, share, and subscribe. If you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.